Peixe, mete esto en tu cabeza. Oh! Uau.
Ok, obrigada.
Onde é que tem um loja pra ele?
The night before, me and Peixe could not get up and go to the party. We were just too tired. But in the morning, we left Galopan and took an autocar, or a shared taxi, to visit the island's capital, Ribeira Brava. The ride costs about $2 per person. Ribeira Brava is a colorful little town nestled in valleys more or less in the middle of the island. It's obviously kept some of its architectural style from the Portuguese. Peixe was looking for someone. As well, someone was looking for him. He was getting a call from his girl every hour or so. Me and Peixe had walked side by side just a couple of days ago in the little Sahara desert on Boa Vista Island. And look at this. A lush green, not so common on the Barlovento Islands or northern Windward Islands. And you can hear birds chirping their sweet little songs everywhere. Peixe was on the lookout for a relative which lives across the street from the store and bar. Meanwhile, we got our favorite drink and took in this island's life. Another big difference from the islands we've been to, there are very little tourists here, except for me and Peixe. I remarked that he was a tourist in his own country. He said I was right, and we were turist, the term for tourist in Creole. Again, Peiche's girlfriend, Adi, kept trying to call him to ask him the same questions every day, like, where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? Etc., etc. A global common issue thanks to cell phones. It's on airplane mode from now on. Eventually, Peixe made his aunt and she invited us for a beer while they caught up. Then it was lunchtime and we went on the lookout for Peiche's favorite food. And no, it's not seafood.
Gallina grillada. Grilled chicken. Grilled chicken. Peiche's favorite. He's a fisherman, but he likes gallina, which means chicken.
I like tuna.
He doesn't like seafood. Too funny. He doesn't like lobster. He doesn't like clams. He doesn't like octopus.
That's Peiche's favorite. Galinha. Oven-baked chicken, feijoada beans, and veggies. Yep. We wanted to continue on that afternoon to the next port, so we needed this much-needed sustenance.
About preguiça, we're off to Travail. Let's go.
Our objective was to get to the next town before sunset. It was a downwind sail for about 10 nautical miles, then around the point and upwind another 10 or so nautical miles. So I just let out to Genoa, as I was not quite sure how the wind would react once around the point. But once around the point, we headed north into the wind, stronger than I anticipated. I was glad I had not hoisted the mainsail. We simply had to furl to Genoa and motored on for about an hour or so. We made it to Tarrafal in its sheltered bay under the high peak of Montcor, just at sunset. Perfect.
Well, I broke down and paid for a rental car because we wanted to see this island from within. We just have it for one day, but we're gonna take full advantage. And we're at the anchorage in Tarafa, and it's really chill there. And this is absolutely spectacular. I feel like I'm at home almost. It's so green.
De la cabeza a los pies, tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete, de la forma que tú besas, mami.
The scenery was truly stunning, but something else stunned me. A woman walking up the road with a boy and a man, which is no big deal, except what was stunning was what she was carrying alone on her head. A large box which seemed pretty heavy. So I told Peixe we should offer them a ride. He was a bit surprised by my suggestion, but agreed. Then he was surprised again by my next suggestion.
Peixe, metete en tu cabeza. Oh. Wow.
Ok, obrigada.
Onde é que tem loja para ali? Cadê loja?
Cadê loja?
Não, vem, cadê?
Ah, respect. Too respect.
Ok, tchau.
Bye bye. Be strong. Too forte. Wow.
I later learned that it's the women's job to carry loads on their heads. I've seen them carry 35-kilo bags of cement. The men don't. I guess they just don't have the right stuff when it comes to balance and strength.
Tchau, bonito, man.
Absolutely amazing.
And here there is little to no public transportation. People mostly get around on foot.
Stunning. Stunning.
But as you will see, there is something at the end of this road.
Tú pasas de mi nivel, tú tienes el piquete, de la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami, de la forma que tú besas, mami.
As well, this island has natural springs, and folks have decided to live up here. And since this is a town, there must be a store and a bar, and we'll find it.
Castigo, yeah, y todo lo prohibido.
We're gonna have our favorite little something.
Of course, Peixe found someone he knew from his hood, and this guy was looking for trouble.
Todas esas poses que tú conoces, gracias a mi mujer ni tu amigo, pero en vivo solo contigo disfruto el show, baby.
This was a special stumperot made with maracuja, or passion fruit.
Que yo te caigo donde sea. Eres perfecta mujer, de la cabeza a los pies.
And here we can see that the women get early training to haul stuff on their heads.
De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami.
This seemed like a pretty wonderful place to live. I don't know if this baby can appreciate swinging out above the Atlantic, but it was time for us to get back down after a few more shots of this absolutely potent beauty.
Más simétrica que un origami. De la forma que tú besas, mami, más simétrica que un origami.
About 20 minutes later, we were down to sea level, cruising by the anchorage. Galapan's still there, and holding fast, but check out the swell.
This island is amazing.
We are going around the northwest end of the island. One side is sparse and desert-like along the coast, and the other is lush with jagged peaks bearing down on valleys below. And out of nowhere, there's a town. And again, we're stunned by another stunning sight. This little community, pretty far from anything, is nestled here at the base of these huge mountains. As well, there are beautiful houses. Peixe assumes they belong to Cape Verdeans that live and work abroad, who can afford to build such nice places. Of course, we found what we were looking for. Yes, a simple store, music, and stumperot.
This country never ceases to amaze me. I mean, we are in the nowhere's land in this little village. Praia Branca.
The island is spotted with large houses and mansions like this, and you can bet if a truck can't haul cement bags on these tiny streets, women will. As well, the government of Sao Nicolau is obviously taking good care of its roads, which allows us to discover this gem of an island.
Look at this place.
Like this little tucked away village in this valley. Jesus, it's like we're in a dream or something. In reality, foreign Cape Verdeans are important here. Their investments are a defining part of the economy, and the result is a lot more positive than big hotels and mass tourism.
Me and Peixe are checking this place out. They make grog here. Distillery.
Just to make sure we were not in a dream, we go and talk to an actual resident. He manages the grog distillery. He's also caring for some pretty satisfied livestock. The distillery is closed now. The law only allows to distill grog when the sugarcane is ready to harvest.
Groguinha, beira prata,
Pergunta.
Dora, limbic, fechado, isso.
I believe it's sometime in the winter until summer. The two main island producers of grog are Tao, which we've already visited, and here in Sao Nicolau. So far, I've tasted a lot of grog in Stumperot on 6 islands, from rot-gut bootleg stands on the street of Mindelo to the sweet taste of the sky above and the valley before us. We've got the car for one more day, and there's a lot more to see here on land before we head back to sea.